If you watched my video last week reviewing the first movie, you already know my thoughts on the first Moana film. To sum up, the first movie is a great contribution to the more modern Disney era, but Moana is a film that isn't made for someone of my generation, everything from the story, music, and style. The movie is made for a more modern style audience, and I think Moana 2 is no exception. Hi there, it's me, the Average Critic. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more great content on all things animation, and let's talk about Moana 2, a mediocre sequel. So Moana 2 is another adventure for Moana and Maui to go on, and I'm not gonna lie here, I can't tell you much about the plot because I really can't tell you what it's about. And that's not I don't want to spoil it for you, it's genuinely I could not tell you the plot of this story because it's just really incredibly forgetful. Moana is trying to find more people and has to do so by finding an island stuck underwater, and it's all very Disney adventure, mystical stuff. Very much like the first movie, but just not as interesting. Whereas the first one is about Moana finding herself, this one, I got nothing. But like the first movie, the film is made for more modern audiences, who just want to be entertained for 2 hours. It's not trying to give a meaningful story with thoughtful messages like something like, say, The Wild Robot, which is done brilliantly this year. It's another musical Disney film which just wants to entertain us. And to be fair, it does that. I have to say the film does make you laugh. If you like the jokes from the first movie, you'll like the jokes in this one, because they're literally the same. Which brings me to my first problem. The film is a complete rehash of the first movie. They tell the same jokes, and I mean that literally. There are jokes in this movie that are in the first movie, and they basically wink at the audience and say, hey, remember that joke from the first movie? Here it is again. The same goes for the songs, by the way, which both me and my girlfriend thought throughout the whole movie that this is just another Lin-Manuel Miranda spewing every musical note into this movie. Much to our surprise, yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he did not touch this movie, which I dare say kind of feels wrong. First, the songs again are just rehashes from the songs of the original film. How far I'll go? Yep, that's in this movie. It's renamed Beyond, and it has the exact same style, placement, and musical beats. You're welcome? Yeah, it's Maui's song of him rapping, and it's called Can I Get a Chee-Hoo. There is even a villain song telling Moana to do the exact opposite thing she thinks she should do. The ending song is even just We Know the Way from the first movie reprised a little bit again, and I'm just like, okay, the ending song is exactly the same as the one from the first movie. But every song in this movie is just a rehashed version of a song from the previous film. And sure, the songs are good, but they're just recopied versions from the first film. And when it isn't the original composer, it kind of just feels wrong because they are clearly trying to make a Lin-Manuel Miranda soundtrack without Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, guys, find your own style. But they have stated that these songs are seen as sequels to these songs and even follow the same tunes, which I get it, be inspired, but also it's just blatant copyright. Try something new. And this is coming from someone who isn't necessarily a fan of Miranda's style, so if I knew that the composer was going to be someone different, I would have been so excited to see a different style of music and take on this story and characters. With all that being said, there are things I liked about this movie. Delving into the culture is always awesome. My favourite use of the soundtrack are the ones where they sing in their native language, and it becomes much more serious, as being that it's a modern Disney movie, it definitely comes under that modern Disney style that they traditionally go for. The action in this movie is also really incredible. Seeing Moana being more of an action hero is really fun, and she's an absolute badass doing it. Out of the new characters, I thought that Moni was really entertaining, and the idea of someone who documents the things and then going on an adventure to see things outside of his drawings is really nice and refreshing. Although I can't say that for the rest of the crew, as there was just Grumpy Man and Nerdy Weird Girl who were just boring, and the film would be better if Moana just took Moni with her and basically just put all of those characters into Moni. It would have been so much better. I love Moana getting a tattoo by the end of the movie, as tattoos in kids' movies is definitely a bit of a taboo, and seeing them in a more positive way is a great addition to this character. The performances are all really good, and every person did a decent job at voicing these characters. Even the characters that I feel didn't need to be in this movie, they're played very well. But the whole movie doesn't seem to be trying anything new and different. The story is the same, the jokes jokes are the same. The music is the same. Instead of continuing these characters, they're clearly just trying to set up an obvious third movie, and they're trying to capture the magic of the first movie without telling their own. Sequels are supposed to add to the movie and not take away from it. Annoyingly, the film feels way more like a live-action Disney remake. Instead of taking the story to tell something different and unique, you're just using nostalgia bait and an absolute copy of the original to pray we don't hate the second film. Look, I get it. Sequels are hard, and we have known this in cinema for years. It's hard to get worthy sequels made, but the best sequels change up style stories and add to the original. And let's be honest, sequels are not shy when it comes to Disney, although I admit that most of them went straight to DVD. But even I will admit, Aladdin King of Thieves and Lion King 2 did it way better than this because they tried something different, and those films didn't even come to theaters. I mean, look, this film came out on a Friday for me, and I went in the afternoon and the cinema was packed with kids and families. Albeit the kids are supposed to be in school, which was weird. Younger viewers love Moana, and they will probably love this movie. The film's going to make money, which is actually quite surprising because I really thought that Wicked would take most of the viewers away from this film. The film knows its audience once again. It's giving its fans exactly what they want, which is just another version of Moana with another story. I say that lightly as it's just the exact same thing told through a different lens. I think I probably wouldn't mind if the film was directed by John Musker and Ron Clements, who directed the first, and the music was done by Miranda from the first as well, because at least then it wouldn't feel so copy and paste for me. I get it. Nod to the movies of the past. Even the first film did this, with Miranda's music from the first film being heavily inspired from other Disney movies, but this film is just a copy of its own franchise. I was entertained for 2 hours, but sometimes not in a good way, as me and my girlfriend were just laughing at how Lin-Manuel Miranda the music was, and it really brought us out of it. The jokes are good, when they are new jokes of course, and the action sequences are amazing, but the film for me was like a downgraded version of the first movie, and I was laughing at how the movie just copies from the first, which, if I'm laughing at your movie, that's not a good thing. I just wanted them to tell their own story and add to the franchise, which has obviously become very popular. When it's trying new things, it's good, but it doesn't do it often enough. Sequels are hard, but even bad sequels of the past have tried to tell their own story compared to this, which is just copy and pasted. So after all that, I'm giving it my professional rating of 6 out of 10, and my personal rating of 4 out of 10. Again, if they tried something new, even if I don't like it, I can respect it. The first movie is a film that isn't made for me, but I respect that it's a good movie. But this one, it just made me lose a lot of respect. Perhaps this one should have gone straight to streaming. So thank you for joining me in this video. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of Moana 2, especially compared to the first movie. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more great content on all things animation. You can also follow me on all my social media platforms as well, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. But thank you so much for watching me, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.